All right, welcome everybody. Another winning Wednesday right here at the Northwest Race Report. I am so stoked to be here. Hey, we got a great show on tap for you. Tonight, probably one of the hardest aspects in motorsports that I think that most people don't understand hardly at all. They could be awesome racers, but they do not get this at all. And that is finding and securing and nailing down the funding and investors, commonly known as sponsorship. So we've got one of the best in the industry going to be with us tonight. She's going to be on at 7:45. It's a little bit late back there, so we want to kind of help her out, and she's going to be live with us. Her name is Anna Marie, and she's from Marketing at Full Speed. So I hope you guys have your pens and pencils sharpened. And so we can get going. This is going to be a great show, and just lots of good information going to be here, especially. So my main man, one time, Shane Smith checking in. Thank you so much, Shane, for being in here. 44 is in the house. So I hope you guys did bring your notebooks and your pencils, because this is a chance to ask those questions. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Thank you, Seth Apple. Man, let me tell you, before I go any further, Seth Apple, this guy is my main man. He's like my right-hand man. And hold on here. Hello.
Hi there, this is Anna Marie.
Well, hi, Anna Marie. You are early.
Hey.
You are early, but we'll take you. We will take you for sure. We're not going to.
Early. Okay.
That's okay. No, you're fine. We're going to get going here, because I don't know how much time you have, but welcome to the show. I'm so glad you called in.
I got.
Awesome. So how was your? I know you said you had a boot camp. How was that tonight?
Yeah. Well, my B-Maid boot camp class. This is my spring class. They're in full swing. This is the second live class. It's a 12-week class. So we had a online class tonight. I've got 8 great students and going really good. Got to just put their assignments in. So I got kids from all over. It's a good deal.
Boy, that is awesome. And it's a cool thing that you're doing. I know when I stumbled across it, it was just like, whoa, man, there is something out here like this, because let me just tell you, it's the $64 million question, is it not? I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like we talk about it all the time at the racetrack. Oh, yeah, I want to get this and I want to do that. But there's an art to it, is there not?
Well, it's important to me to be able to help the sport grow and be there for people that need help. I just felt like there was nobody out there really giving racers the help they needed, and it just breaks my heart when I see people struggling in this sport, and walking away from it and heartbroken, and, so to me it was like, I can't hold in what I know when I could help other people, so I had to figure out a way to get it to the masses.
Wow. Well, so when you started this whole thing out, were you were you actually looking to get into the racing deal, or is this something you just kind of stumbled in on?
Well, I grew up around racing. My dad was a drag racer, and I was born in the '60s and in upstate New York. So my dad built cars, and he was around it all the time. And so, I used to go to the races with him in diapers.
Wow.
So I grew up around it. And then my dad was just starting to get into oval track racing, and he passed away when I was about 9. And so I kind of went into different things, cheerleading, school horses, did some different things. And racing came beckoning back to me when I was in college. I started to do some modeling. And a friend of my dad's owned a racetrack in upstate New York, dirt track, called Brewerton Speedway. And they asked me to come back and be the trophy presenter there. So I was Miss Brewerton Speedway at 22 years old,
Oh, wow.
Working my way through college and doing some modeling, and I started helping with the marketing at the track, and I really, really loved it. And then Miller Brewing Company asked me to come and give away their big events corporately in the Northeast. So I started doing a lot for them, and so I decided to change what I was doing in college. I was going after a business degree. I decided to go more towards marketing, and I knew I wanted to work in motorsports. So one thing just led to another, and more opportunities led to another, and I've worked on almost every single facet in this sport since I was 22 years old. I owned a team. I was a track promoter. I've done everything. But the main thing that I was always very, very good at was landing sponsorship. So it was just something that I was, had a gift for. So, but for a while, I had to do it as a means of survival because the team that I owned, I co-owned in Ohio. My boyfriend was the driver. We had 3 race cars. We had 2 USAC cars and a super modified race car. So we had a sprint car, a midget, and then he also drove some Silver Crown races. But we raced about 80 races a year back then. That was in the late 80s, back when they had Thursday Night Thunder and all that stuff. We used to race against Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart. When they were kids.
Wow.
So I was around Gordon and Stewart when they were 15, 16, 17 years old, But, so, in order to race, we had to get sponsors. So I got, it paid the bills.
Right.
So I got really good at it. So, I got to tell you that I've had a very blessed life in this sport. I've had a lot of wonderful people that have helped me along. So looking back on it, I said, how can I give it back? How can I turn it back around? I did end up all the way into NASCAR. I worked about 10 years in NASCAR all through the 90s, NASCAR Nationwide Series, and back then it was the Busch Series and Cup. So a lot of marketing, PR, sponsor activation, worked with some major companies. I knew when I got married and got away from it and had my one child, I said, what can I do from home? What can I do where I won't travel so much and I can still use what I know?
Right.
So, so I got into teaching and speaking and helping others. And next thing you know, Marketing at Full Speed was born, and I started coaching.
Wow. It's so cool, too. But, I guess one of the first questions I have is, in today's day and age, is sponsor the right word to use anymore? Or is there a better name for it?
Well, there's been a shift in the market with the way corporate America looks at sponsorship. There's a lot of wording that goes along with it. When they really look at sponsorship, they look at more now at charitable endeavors. When they look at sponsorship, they also look at sponsorship as they actually call it owning a property or having a property. So it's kind of a different deal. When it comes to racing now, and what I would call sports marketing type things, it really needs to be looked at it as a marketing partnership. Where they're getting business to business relationships, leverage plans, and things like that.
Okay.
So there's so much more to it now, and it really shouldn't be thought of as a sponsorship anymore, because sponsorship is sort of viewed as a word that makes companies run unless it really is some type of a charity thing. So I really try to tell people to get away from those words.
So the word sponsor
is
a
universal word.
Okay. But you shouldn't really use is investor a better word, or should you say marketing partner, or?
I say marketing partnership. Marketing partnership, absolutely.
Okay.
Throughout, if you're going to put a proposal together, I tell everybody when I have this in all my classes and in my CDs that I offer on my website. and on a template. It's a marketing partnership presentation. So you're presenting your marketing partnership opportunities and how you're going to create the marketing partnership around it, and the value that you're going to give, the benefits that you're going to give. So marketing partnership is really the right word to use throughout.
It is,
and consistently.
because sponsor to me now, when you say that, it's more like just bring your wallet and you, because you're going to pay for me to go racing. I mean, that's really basically what it sounds like. But
sponsorship now is like, what are you going to give me? So I feel like I'm just giving you money and I'm not getting anything in return, and it's not like that anymore.
That's correct, and because how many times? I mean, I know you had to have heard this a zillion times, but I mean, hey, if you sponsor me, I'll put your name on my trailer, and to be on the side. It's like, well, no kidding. I mean, that's like, you think that's the most obvious thing of all that you're going to be doing, but that's still the mentality. Nobody takes it, that professional. I mean, and so, and I don't know if it has to do with some of the people that I deal a lot with is, they're grassrooters. They're not into cars yet, but they could use the money to go. I mean, some of these karting people spend big dollars to go racing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, should they be looking at that any different than, say, maybe a guy that's going to go super late model racing?
Sponsorship, marketing partnerships are the same across the board. I don't care if you are spending millions of dollars in Cup or if you are running a quarter midget. It's all about the relationship that you have with the company, and on any level, and how you utilize that relationship and keep the other party happy, and keep that relationship growing, and making sure that you're providing really good solutions for them based on what their specific needs are. Maybe they do just want to stick around the car. Maybe they are just happy with that. Okay, maybe they want to get involved with you because they want to have an opportunity to meet other businesses in racing. Maybe they, so understanding what their needs are first, right, and how you have to work the relationship, and that's universal. It's more than a sticker on the car. For every level of racing.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to help even these kids understand at a young age, like with my boot camp students and stuff, so that they can understand that this is the most important thing right from the beginning, and understand that all the way up the ladder.
Well, and if we could kind of, because I don't want to get the cart ahead of the horse, because I think there's some things, I'm just assuming, but aren't there some things that racers need to figure out before they even decide there? Everybody wants a sponsor, but there has to be certain things you do even before you even come up with a proposal, right? You have to decide, okay, what is it I want, I guess, and because what if right out of the gate you don't know what they want, you don't know what their needs are really, you don't know what obstacles you're going to have to jump over for them, or if they're going to want to just hang around the car, or if they're going to want, to have you do, show up in person or bring the car to these certain things or not. So, is there something that they should be doing, before they even get to the proposal to help them get ready for all that? Well,
you gotta have the ingredients to put into your proposal. It's just like anything. You can't bake a really delicious cake unless you have all the ingredients there to put into it. And, if there's a couple ingredients left out, you're going to ruin the whole cake.
Right.
So with that being said, understand that you've got to make sure that, number one, you are very, very clear on what your goals are. You're very clear on what it is that you want to do with your racing goals. All right? So, because confused sponsors do not buy. And if you're not sure what you want to do with your racing goals, then, the companies aren't going to see the fit. So you first have to get very, very clear, and then you have to create a strategy around your own clarity. So if you know where you're going and you can create the strategy where you're going, right? It's like.
So let's use this for an example, because a lot of the people that are listening in are into the karting scene, which obviously, as you know, does not have a huge spectator base. It's all a lot of just family and friends and that kind of. Some of the bigger ones, I guess, there's more, but so for them. And a lot of them do that. It's like, hey, I want to get into the late models. I want to do NASCAR. Like Molly Helmuth, who I know is a customer of yours. She started out in karting, but I'm trying to say, you guys can do this. You just have to be a little imaginative and have something. I mean, I guess the bottom line is. What do you do in that case when you don't have a huge amount of spec? That's what everybody thinks. Well, man, we don't have a lot of people.
It's very simple. It's so simple you're going to be shocked. It's all about what you do away from the racetrack. It's the giving that you do away from the racetrack and using the fact that you are a race car driver. I don't care if you race a kart, a snowbox derby, whatever that is.
Right.
I don't care what you race, all right? What matters is what you give and how you get out there in a big way. I just did a seminar in December at the Performance Racing Industry Trade Show. It was pretty awesome because we had, it was packed. It was so exciting. I was so happy that so many racers came and showed me they want to learn. I was so excited. We put out some good stuff for them, and we recorded that seminar, and it's actually on my YouTube channel, so everybody can listen in. But here's the key. If you race in a karting deal, and there aren't very many spectators, and you can't fill your fan base because you're trying to get fans at the track, it's not about so much what you do at the track. It's what you do away from it. It's how you're getting out in the community, how you're giving. This is not about getting. This is about giving. So you got to focus on what am I going to give? How am I going to use the fact that I'm a race car driver? I do something very, very special that not everybody can do, all right? And how can I get out there and give? And it's a universal law. The more you give, the more you receive. So you get out there and you start giving, and you start getting out in the community, and you start utilizing the fact that you are a racer, and you get out there in a big way, and that is the key. That's how this all starts to open up for you. That's how this all starts to happen. You understand? You might go to a track that has 10,000 spectators. All right?
Okay.
But you are in a field of cars. Not all those 10,000 people are your fans. Not all those 10,000 people are going to go out and buy a sponsor's product because you said so. They're there for the whole field. They're there for all different people. They're there for whatever. All right? What you got to do is you got to go out and build your tribe, your fans, and it's not always going to come from the racetrack.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
You know what I mean? And this is what people get so confused. They put in their proposals and they say, well, we have 8,000 people coming to the track, so your sticker is going to get in front of 8,000 fans potentially.
Yes.
Companies don't care. They don't care about that. They want to see how you're using your celebrity spokesperson value out in the community and making a difference. And people will go do something because you said so. They'll donate to a charity. They'll buy your T-shirt. It's all about your celebrity power. And this is the way the new market works, especially with social media. I had a girl, she didn't even have a race car in signed sponsorships.
Wow.
For 2 years. She had to build up her celebrity power, all right, with the plan she had to go racing. So she took her plan and started promoting herself as a celebrity and got out there in a big way and started marketing herself and doing good things and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving.
Wow. Hey, those of you just tuning in, we're talking
Yeah.
to Anna Marie from Marketing at Full Speed. So I hope you got your pencils and your pads out and you're taking notes because there's some good info here that she's been giving us. You know, so let me run this by you. So when I was trying to do it, I went and I had the idea of, I said, you know, we're not making any money running the short tracks anyway every weekend, whatever. So what if you attacked it as if all I really want would be a budget so that I could go racing? I mean, the winning the money, even if I won, it wasn't a ton, but even if I did win, it wouldn't matter to me. I mean, I would give it. So what if you attacked it where you went and you said you had your marketing partner you're working with, and you say, hey, every week we're gonna do a different charity. So this week it's gonna be the American Cancer Society because we're bum, and we're gonna have a representative from there be there, and we're gonna give all the proceeds we win to them. The next week it might be whatever they were passionate about. Maybe one of the higher ups, was some children's hospital or something. I mean, is that kind of on track with the way they should be thinking?
What I tell my clients and students to do is pick one cause. This is about being authentic. I have a rule, and the rule is to market yourself authentically and transparently. And so if you're going to pick a cause, it better mean something. Yeah, there's either a story behind it or it's something you're very, very passionate about. I don't think it's good to just jump around like that. You have to really show that you're going to make a very, very effective difference for something. That's what companies want to see. So if you can pick one charity, be very passionate about it, has a story behind it, run all the donations through you in some kind of a fund, right? And then do a check presentation, with the price there and one of those big cardboard checks and do it up really big. Show that you really have a powerful effect as a celebrity and someone who really, truly cares, right?
Right.
To really make a dent, an effective change in the growth of something or in the funding of something or, it's all about getting people to take action because you said so, getting fans to take action because you said so. If you can present a check for, $5,000 after you've been running a campaign for 3 months for something you truly believe in, that is sponsor attraction gold right there. Because what a company sees is, wow, this driver can say something or do something, and an action happens because of it. They're using their voice, their celebrity power to raise all this money for this charity, and people are doing it. Wonder what they can do for my company.
Wow.
They can do that for a charity. What can they do for my company? That's why cause marketing is so important, and all my clients and students have to do it as part of my program. And they have to do it to where it's effective. It really makes a dent, and it's documented. So they put it in their proposals, and they can show
right
that they really do have this value as a spokesperson. Because that's the key right there.
So do you, and maybe you don't, and maybe they're all the same, but do you have maybe say your top 5 things that racers should be doing to make themselves of more value?
Giving. Is that 5?
So,
giving.
and do I need to say it again? Giving, right? That's wow.
Yes. The more you give, you got to give to your fans. Show them you love them. Interact with them, right? Give to the community. Give to the companies before you get anything from them.
Wow. Are you guys hearing that? I hope everybody's listening. Man.
Everybody they want, gimme, but it's the opposite way around. What can I give? What can I do for you? How can I help you?
Right.
When you reach out in giving, that's when the doors open wide open for you.
Wow.
And people, this is what's happened to the sport. It's gotten to where everybody's just like, gimme, and they're all in this lack mentality, what they don't have, instead of looking at what they do have and how can they offer it as value to their community, to a company. It's all about what you can give. It's sponsor attraction.
Well, and
it's about attraction.
There's the whole saying, you got to give to get, right? I mean,
absolutely. You have to give. You have to give.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You got to give of yourself. You got to give of yourself. You got to give of your time. You got to give of your heart. This is what it's all about. And if you sit back and you wait for it to drop on your head, or you think you just deserve it, you'll be waiting a long time.
Absolutely. For sure. Hey, you know what, Anna Marie? Stay with us. The caution just came out, so I got to take a quick break here. We're going to hear from the good folks at O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies. We'll be right back. Ask any racer and they'll tell you, crashing sucks. And the only thing worse than crashing is lousy customer service. The staff at O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies are racers themselves and are committed to giving you the kind of service that you need to get your stuff quickly and easily. With their good old-fashioned race shop service, quality parts and safety accessories, and custom fab shop, O'Hagan's is committed to getting you back on the racetrack fast. You want to win. O'Hagan's wants to help. O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies, Atwater, California. 209-201-1829. All right, we're back. We're with the lovely Anna Marie from Marketing at Full Speed, and we're talking about sponsorships tonight. And she said so far, if you guys have noticed, I wish you were all here, I'd ask you, but the word is give. You have to give in order to get. And you're going to be waiting a long time if you're just going to wait for it to sit and fall on your head, she says. Anna Marie, so how can they, let's see, what's my next question? I had a whole list of them. What gets the proposal past the round file, the file 86? Is there a way, or do you not have to worry about that if you're giving?
What is the proposal, what?
How do you get it past the file 86? How do you get it past the secretary so somebody can get in there and take a look at it?
Again, this is about building relationships. Okay, so if you've got to worry about getting it past the secretary, don't bother sending it.
Got it.
Cold calling and cold emailing and cold mailing proposals doesn't work anymore. It very rarely works, the last 5-10 years. Everything has changed. Okay? So understand you've got to go out and do heavy networking and really focus on building business relationships with these companies and with these people before you even just start sending proposals and hoping they'll get past the secretary.
That backs up what my guest last week said.
Don't waste your time.
Right. We had Dave Goulet on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he said the same thing. He said network. So you got
to get out there and you got to network. It's the most important thing, and that's why I was really applauding everyone that came to the PRO show, because they're there networking, and building relationships. You got to go where they are. You got to go. Businesses don't hang out at the racetrack.
Correct.
You got to go to where you've got to put on some nice clothes. get some really good business cards, get your marketing in order, get your giving in order, and get out with your business organizations. And you got to treat your racing like a business.
And
you just have to.
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
So networking is the key. It's the most important thing.
So now should they sit down and make a list of places that they think they would like to try to go to, and then suit up and go do that, or is there a better way?
Well, they got to know. See, that's where they got to get clear on their own racing first. They got to get clear on who they are, what their racing is, what their fit is. Understand that if you aren't into physical fitness, you should not be attending physical fitness trade shows and trying to get physical fitness companies to sponsor you. You've got to know what your fit is. You've got to go and network where companies congregate that fit your brand. You've got to know what your brand is, and you've got to understand what your clear marketing message is. So just walking around as a race car driver, don't have a clear marketing message where people are going to see your fit, don't bother. So, you got to understand that you have to get very, very clear and really know who you are. I had one girl, a sprint car driver, and she was all about having to eat gluten-free. So
right.
She started marketing herself as a gluten-free athlete, a gluten-free athlete that is an advocate for gluten-free eating. She started writing blogs about it. She started attending gluten-free shows. It's an emerging market. She got several gluten-free companies to sponsor her. They saw the fit. They could give two you-know-whats about being on the race car. It didn't do anything for them, but they were. But the reason they got involved with her was because her personal brand and her personal branding message fit what they're trying to do with their products. So understand it has a lot to do with who you are and your personality and how you market it through your racing.
Right. So,
all right. So the businesses have to see a fit. So
the days are gone of, hey, man, I'm sure it's going to help, but hey, I won 50 main events. This, that, and the other thing. But what it sounds like is, sure, that's important, but that isn't necessarily, like you just said, it doesn't really, they could give two hoots about that because 50 main events to them is nothing. They don't, doesn't affect them at all other than they're maybe helping a winner, but,
right.
Wow.
The race car is just a bonus for a lot of them. The race car is just a bonus, but a lot of them, they actually, a lot of them just use the race car as real estate for leverage. That's what the Lowe's deal is with Jimmy Johnson, but that Lowe's car is just a leverage race car. Lowe's uses, and I've done seminars over the years with the chief marketing officer of Lowe's, has given to my seminars that I used to do in Charlotte for up-and-coming drivers, and he flat out told everybody, he said, our NASCAR program is a leverage program for our vendors. We use that race car for leverage programs for people that sell products in our stores. So we open up space on the race car like real estate. We open up space on the race car for Cobalt Tools. They're the ones that really pay for the program. Lowe's puts just a percentage in, mainly for activation and some of the base sponsorship. But most of that sponsorship is paid for by their vendors.
Gotcha.
So it's all business to business. NASCAR is all leverage programs. It's all business to business relationships. It's all vendor to retail programs. So it can be done on any level. I don't care if you're a short track racer or whatever. If you want to open up the race car for whoever you're working with and say, hey, we'll open up the hood or the wing or whatever for your vendors. Our race car is your race car. Use it however you want to do to grow your business. So you got to have a good understanding of what the company wants to utilize your race car for.
Right. So it sounds like the racers need to brand themselves first and foremost then.
Absolutely. The branding is numero uno.
You hear that?
We work a lot on branding. We work a lot on branding in my classes. A lot on branding.
Well, and that reminds me, I mean, obviously you've been here and we've been asking you a ton of questions, but so I'm a racer. I'm sitting here, I'm listening to the show, I'm going, wow, I'm kind of excited, but I don't really understand branding. So how do I go to learn that? How do I take one of Anna Marie's awesome Marketing at Full Speed courses?
Well, if you're age 12 to 24, you're eligible for my B-Main Boot Camp course, which is a 12-week course. And that is, our one in the spring is already running, but you can also pre-enroll for our one in the fall coming up. That'll be coming up in September. It'll start about back-to-school type thing. And if you are below or above those ages, we have yearly coaching programs that actually we're just rolling these out here in March, our brand new yearly coaching programs. And you basically look at those on what your fit is. We've got those broken down on what you race, what level of racing you're in, the amount of sponsorships you need to raise.
Correct.
So you go to marketingfullspeed.com and just look at our programs, and you read the programs and you say, okay, that really fits with me. That really speaks to me. That program really speaks to who I am and what I need. Because we've really got them pinpointed down on the type of racer, so they can really see themselves and say, oh yeah, that's where I'm at in my racing, and that's the program that fits with me. So,
wow, that's awesome. And I know you give away. I mean, I'm constantly seeing you saying online that you're giving away a free webinar, or I know you have some free products on your site as far as.
We do those a lot throughout the year. We do a lot of free online classes, webinars. We're going to be doing some workshops around the country as well. We're working on those. The best thing for people, if they want to take part in some of our free classes that we offer, some of our webinars and things like that, they just need to go to marketingfullspeed.com and go to the homepage and get on our subscriber list, our easy list. And when they get on the easy list, they get a free download of how to build an effective sponsorship proposal, and they also get a free bonus gift after they download that, with a sponsor, how to research sponsors, so how to research and contact sponsors. So we give a lot of free gifts. We give a lot of help. We've got a lot of help on our blog, on my YouTube videos. And if any track or sanctioning organization would like me to give a seminar for their membership, then they can reach out to me. I can do one online, or they can get me to come out there and do it. So I'm open to do that as well.
Wow. Well, you know what? I'm just I might be interested in that, maybe just to see if we can organize something where we can get. I don't know if you probably don't get out here that often, but even if we did it online, that might be something that we could talk about later. I wouldn't mind maybe trying to organize something like that for these guys, because that's really what my deal is. I mean, my announcing thing, that's what I go around and try to do, is I try to just, for as much as I know, it's all about teaching them how to speak on a microphone at a level that they're not intimidated and they're among their peers and they can practice. I mean, not all of them take advantage of it, but that's not my problem, I guess. I guess I'm just there to try to do the best I can for them in that way. So,
right, and we do a lot of media coaching, especially in our boot camps. But we also do a lot of media coaching, public speaking coaching. So we do a lot of that here too, at Marketing at Full Speed. And I can even do workshops, specific workshops for that type of stuff, with breakout sessions and, bring in my assistant coaches and things like that. So, depending on your needs, we can organize, kind of
Right.
My passion is teaching. I love to teach.
Well, I've got a question for you here, Anna. It says, ask Anna how many hours a week she thinks it would take to make yourself valuable to a company. I mean,
how hard do you want to work? It's up to you. I can't put an hour on it. I mean, I have a startup little rule that I give everyone. It's called my 2-2 rule. 2-2. Pick 2 days a week and start out with 2 hours in each of those 2 days. So start out with 2 days. Maybe the days are Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, and start working 2 hours in each of those days. Maybe start on your social media, your Facebook page. Okay, then build up and grow from there. Here's the thing: where you put your time, focus, dedication, and attention to is where you will see the results. So understanding that, your energy, your time, your focus, your dedication, your attention to is where you will see the most results.
And
so it's all about how bad you want it.
Right. But this is true whether you're a racer or a business, too. Is that correct? I mean,
it's how dedicated you are. There's times where I work hours and hours into the night. If I really want to do something bad, I put whatever hours I need to put into it. If I feel like, wow, I have really got to work on my brand, or wow, I have really got to build up this Facebook presence, or wow, I have really got to get a website up that looks really, really sponsor attractive. I'll work till 3 o'clock in the morning if I have to do that. It's how bad do you want it? I mean, how many of you guys have been up till 3 o'clock in the morning working on your race cars? It's no different. It's the same thing. It's how bad you want to win at this game, and how hard you're willing to work. It goes the same with your marketing. And that's just a game of life.
Right. Boy, I hope everybody's listening. We're talking to Anna Marie. She's from Marketing at Full Speed. She's the owner. I mean, and this lady knows what she's talking about. She's been around the block. She's owned late model teams. She's owned. She's been a promoter. She's been just about everywhere that we could all only think of being, and so she knows what's happening. So like I said, I hope you guys took heed to what I was saying and took some notes. I mean, granted, she's only scratching the tip of the iceberg, guys. But I mean, the info has just been awesome. I mean, I'm blown away, really. I mean, I knew it was about giving, but I didn't realize it. I mean, it's 80%, 90% that, it sounds like to me.
Well, our market has shifted. The world has shifted. Everybody's tired of this slick sales pitch. Nobody wants to be sold anymore. Everybody wants real. They want authentic. They want the real deal. And they want people to be transparent. They don't want any more of this slick sales crap, and understanding that social media has changed everything. Our information is instant, and people can become a celebrity overnight on YouTube.
Correct.
So if you decide that you want to use the free resources that are at your fingertips to market yourself, the social media, and you decide that you're going to be brave and market yourself who you really are and be transparent, be honest and open with who you really are, and invite your fans into your heart and invite your fans into your life and invite your fans to be a true part of your racing, then you can become extremely sponsor attractive, because companies are attracted to those who market themselves authentically, because they can truly see the fit with what their brand is.
Wow.
So the ones, my drivers that are very interactive with their fans on social media, do a lot of YouTube videos, really show themselves of who they really are, they're the ones that are really attracting the sponsors because they're not afraid to let people into their lives. So, that's the big. I just wrote a blog and put it out on my list and on my Facebook yesterday about drafting partners and, understanding that, are you a leader or a loner? Being a loner and trying to stay private all the time and keeping everything a secret, well, the opportunities won't be attracted to you if you try to stay a secret and that you stay back at your shop and, you don't allow, it's like anything, this is about community now. This is about, social media has just made the world much, much smaller.
Right.
So, you could be a global star. You can do so much with your marketing now that you couldn't do even just 10 years ago. Yep.
I mean, yeah, like Facebook and Twitter and
yeah.
It's crazy.
We're so lucky right now with marketing, so people are not utilizing the stuff that we have at our fingertips, to market themselves authentically. And, you really are missing the gifts that we have in our society right now. Use it as a gift. Use it to your advantage.
Wow. That's awesome. Wow. Well, Anna Marie, I'll tell you, I mean, I've definitely learned something tonight. I know I'm going to look at things, what I do, a lot different. I hope that all the racers have. I've gotten 2 or 3 different hits from your students, and I've got them on, and so I'm going to start getting back to them as I get kind of caught up here on the show so they can practice maybe their skills and stuff. But, man, I appreciate you. I know it's late, and I appreciate you staying up and talking with us and giving us all this awesome information. I'd like you one more time to let these guys know where they can go to either get your services or just get information and different reads.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is send your listeners to my website so that they can start reading my blogs and start watching my videos. If they just go to marketingatfullspeed.com, they will be able to just soak in a lot of the free information that I have. And it's gonna, just by watching my videos and reading my blogs and getting on my mailing list and getting that information that I offer everyone, that's going to get them a really good head start. I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff on there that is going to be very, very helpful to them. So that's where they can start, is start watching my videos, start reading my blogs, get on my email list, and they're going to learn a ton from that already, but stuff they can start implementing already. I mean, go on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, go to Marketing Full Speed, click on the YouTube link, and go straight to my YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch that whole entire seminar from the Performance Racing Industry Trade Show and take notes. It's going to help you a ton.
And, guys, it's free. These are all free things. Free. I mean, it's just a matter of, like she just said, how bad do you want it? I mean, you need to take advantage of this. This is some great info. I hope everybody's paying attention because you hear it a lot. I mean, you hear it all the time at the racetrack, and now you're getting it firsthand. So, wow.
I got lots of good free stuff for you guys, a lot of guidance, a lot of step-by-step stuff. And I do have products on my website that they can purchase right away. I got a special right now, $99 for my Sponsor Attraction School video series. Takes them step-by-step through my Sponsor Attraction system that I teach my private clients. They'll be able to get that for $99, plus they get a free sponsorship proposal template with that, a template that they can download right to their computer and tells them exactly where to put their pictures, exactly what to write, exactly where to put everything. Easy, easy, easy. Well, it's got proposal examples in there that they can look at. So, they go to marketingfullspeed.com, click on Sponsor Attraction School video series, and I'm going to leave that special up maybe for another 2 weeks or so.
Right.
And, they can get started on that immediately, and they'll get an immediate digital download, and they can get rocking on that. So we've had people that have just taken our Sponsor Attraction School video series that have been able to sign sponsors right from that. And
yeah, and
go through that in just a couple hours.
$99, guys. You could go $25 a piece, 4 of you, and you could have it, and you guys could all share it. And one, it would just be, it's like she said, easy. And and there's been a lot of they wanted me to let you know. Scott Warning says, great info, really appreciate it. Kevin Bridges says, this going to be applied to life, not just racing. So hey. Hopefully this is sunk in a little bit.
I always say that I'm a life coach for racing.
You know what? And it sounds like you're a darn good one too. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, when I see people change their lives, and I see shifts in my race, I see them change, and I see wonderful things happen for them. It just makes me so happy. Because I love this sport so much. I've dedicated my life to it, and I want to see it grow. I want to see people succeed and thrive in it.
Absolutely.
And I know it's my purpose. I know this is why I'm here on this earth, and it means a lot to me. Especially if I help people and they tell me that I help them, and that means the world to me. It really, truly does.
Well, bank on this. I'm going to be sending any and everybody I can to your site. I mean, even for me, I appreciate you just taking the time out of your long day to be my guest. I mean, it means everything to me. So, I know what you mean about the passion. I have it too, and I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just I've got to maybe get after it a little bit more now that I've listened to you. And, wow, it's just been awesome.
Well, I'm so glad you had me tonight. And I'll tell you what, I have got to get out there on the West Coast. I actually have a student out there in Washington State, over there in Seattle, Kirsten Smutney. And I think Kirsten's going to be on your show.
Yes, she has reached out to me. Absolutely.
She is an amazing young woman. She is on her way into the NASCAR Truck Series. We helped her put some strategies together for that. Some amazing things are happening for her. So, I really, really love to be able to expand my reach as much as I can, to be able to help as many racers as I can, and so I am very, very grateful that you were able to have me on there tonight, and I can help some people out that way. So I hope maybe we can figure out a way for me to come out there. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, in the meantime, I'm your liaison for sure. So, don't hesitate to use me if you need me. That's for sure. I'll be more than happy to do anything I can to help you out, because you help out an awful lot of people, it sounds like. So.
Good.
Super deal.
Yeah, you're my new
new hero.
Yeah, you're my new Washington State hero. I gotta tell you, I have been racing all over this country over the years, many, many years, and I have never been to Washington State. And I actually have a cousin that lives in Seattle. I need to go there. Out of all the places, I've raced just about gone everywhere with racing, and that's one state I have not been in yet.
Well, make no bones about it. It's not like it is back east. You can walk out on your front porch and go 40 or 50 miles in any direction, and there's a racetrack. Well, out here, it's not like that. We should be put on the endangered species list. It's more like, how can we dry them up and not, add to them. So I don't know why that is, but it's just been something that's, but Washington State as a whole, in a nutshell, is probably the most solid out of anywhere in the Northwest. So, that's good news there. But It's a lot different out here. The whole thought of racing out here is nothing like it is back there with you guys.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Syracuse, New York, which is like a snow belt. I think they're under like 10 feet of snow right now out there. But we have a lot of dirt modified racing. That I grew up around.
Yeah.
Super modified racing. So super modified racing is all over the country. I know there's a lot in California and on the West Coast. Guys like Davey Hamilton, and I think there are some super modified racers out of Washington State. So I was around that, and then moved into the USAC stuff with the Silver Crown and the Sprint cars and that type of a thing. And then I ended up in the NASCAR stuff. So I lived in Charlotte for many, many years. Just moved to Virginia Beach a few years ago with my husband. So I'm in Virginia now, right on the beach. And raising my daughter, and I am more involved in racing than I ever have been in my life.
Well, you haven't asked your husband to put up any coat hooks on the wall lately, have you?
Well, you want to hear something really funny? This was actually hilarious because when we got the opportunity to move here back to Virginia Beach, and we were living in Charlotte. My daughter was still in kindergarten, first grade. And everybody's all ready to move back to Virginia, and I was just like, oh, I can't move from Charlotte. My racing life is going to be over. I'm never going to do any racing again. We moved to Virginia Beach, and I decided to start up this coaching thing, and I am more involved in racing. I mean, I am just like, so it just goes to show you, no matter where you live, no matter what you do, when you have a true love for something and a true passion for something, it doesn't matter where. You could be in Alaska. I mean, and with the technology we have today, I'm able to do all this online. I partnered up with Langley Speedway here, just north of me here in Hampton, Virginia. The NASCAR sanctioned racetrack. Wonderful people here at Langley. Just super awesome, nice, great track promoters there, well-run facility. So, I'm 6 hours from Charlotte. I go back and forth quite a bit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hold all my retreats there for my boot campers. So, but I got to tell you that I can't believe the people that feel like they have to be somewhere to be noticed. And I used to have that mentality, like, oh, I have to be in Charlotte. It's sort of like that. You have to go to Hollywood to make it, or you have to go to Nashville to make it. And that has totally shifted my thinking. I see now that if you truly love something, you truly have a passion for it, and you market yourself in a big way, it doesn't matter where you are or where you live. You can still achieve your goals and reach what you want, because it's all about what you have inside of you, not what's out around you. So I've learned that. It's all about what emerges out of you is what makes you successful. What emerges out of you. So, honestly, I want everyone to know in Washington State that everyone in Washington State has a shot to make it to wherever they want to make it, just by right where they stand. Right where they stand. Because it's all what emerges out of you and your passion, in using the technology that you have at your fingertips. And that really is what it is. That's really what it's all about.
So to recap, guys, it's not about what you get, it's about what you give. You got to brand yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to know where you're going before you can expect anybody else to. And yeah. You've got to just got to believe. You've got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what you're doing, and you got to know that you're going to make it where you're going to go. Anna Marie, we got about 1 minute. I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and I want to thank all our great listeners for listening in. It's just been fantastic. And so I hope everybody goes to the website, www.marketingatfullspeed.com. She's got some specials going, $99. You get her beginner series, a good way to get started, get some knowledge, but there is also free stuff on her site that you can go to and listen on YouTube and so on. But the best thing to do is go to her site. It'll give you everything you need to know. Anna Marie, thank you so much. It's time for you to go to bed, isn't it?
It's 11:30 here, but I'm a night owl, so.
Okay. So you might be up till 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, working on a proposal.
Yeah, actually, I just got done writing 2 blogs. I've been asked by the Performance Racing Industry magazine to be a featured writer for them, so I feel very honored. So I had to do a lot of writing today that I had my boot camp class tonight. So I'm finishing up some more advice tonight. I still have a lot more advice to come out of my brain yet before I go to bed.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate it. I got to run because the show's got to run. So I'll be in touch. I'll drop you an email, and we can chit-chat further.
Fantastic. Just hit me up at info@marketingatfullspeed.com.
Thanks, Anna Marie. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I hope that was good enough for you. That was some good info. I know I took away from it. Didn't get a chance to go over quite a Racerama coming up March 7th and 8th. Be sure you do that. The Cage Cup coming up the end of the month of March, 27th, 28th. Boy. Let's see here. Coming some winners from last week really quick from Slideways Saturday. Sizzling Seth won the kids' cart. KT Light went to Wetline Racing's Corey Markham. He's been on fire. KT Heavy, brand new winner, Brad Banton. So happy for Brad Banton. He's a great guy. Chris Hatch took AKRA Clones. Wade Bauman took Junior 1 4-cycle. And Mark Wooten won the Super Sport Heavy. Ricky Worley, Randy Worley, thank you guys for showing up all the way from Tri-Cities and doing a little running. And lots of stuff coming up. Next week, our guest is going to be Colby Copeland, who was last year's Cage Cup winner. So he'll be on the show talking about what it's going to take to win. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope you guys took lots of notes. Be sure you go to our website, www.marketingatfullspeed.com. Her name is Anna Marie. And if you see something or hear something or would like something on the show, please give me a call or hit me up at P as in Paul, S as in Sam, audio services at gmail.com, or you can just hit me up here on Facebook. And remember, guys, if somebody's on the bottom, you got to go to the outside. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody.